My name is Danielle Kinsey, and I'm doing my cultural competent reflection video for Professor Jamie Morris. My source is the Cultural Competence. What does it mean for educators? By the National Education Association, and that was copyrighted in 2010. The first question: what does it mean to be a culturally competent educator? This is an educator who is aware of their student's background. And the information I got from the video, we have to be responsible and to get to know our students. They are young people that we work with, and we should know their families, their backgrounds, and how they live. If you're teaching someone's child, you need to know their opportunities and challenges. The diversity of our children has increased, so we must be prepared as educators so we can build a rapport and ensure that we help our kids with them being academically, with their academic advocacy, and being socially well rounded. Question two: where do you see yourself on the cultural competency chart, and why? I see myself very high on the chart, because I do have 16 years of being experience of being a parent educator in in the alternative school where children are put out their home schools because of behaviors and learning disabilities. And what I got from the video is about gaps in teacher knowledge with relations between families and educators. The gap has to do with the misunderstanding of different ways of living. We must as educators, teachers and leaders on the distinctions, and they will be put in the curriculum so we can close the gap. Question number three: what will it take for you to get the next step or to deepen your cultural competence, including understanding your own personal bias, teaching in a diverse classroom, implementing strategies for ensuring a safe and supportive classroom for all students? And I put from the video, and I understood this, and this is my response. There are no majorities. Everyone is a minority. And there are differences in each category or race. For example, my existence as an African American. Yes, my ancestors were slaves. There's things that I read about and my family shared with me, and I learned in school. But I cannot relate to it because I was not a slave. And I was exposed to it in our recent Black Lives Matters and the social unjust. It taught me a lot about my race and what we did endure before my time and what my ancestors endured. So it made me understand as a millennial what my ancestors went through with slavery and being treated unfairly. What are some specific research and reading tools, resources, and training that you might need to further your education? And this is a great question for me because like I said, I'm a parent. I work at Baltimore County Public Schools, and we have PDs every week. And the PD that we learned this week was talking about the UDL design, and the three main points were: representation, what are you teaching? Action and expression, how are you teaching that? Engagement, the multiple ways of learning and teaching that. Number 5, how will you ensure you are respecting students as individuals with different personnel background and various skills, abilities, perspectives, talents, and interests that do not align to my spiritual beliefs and moral values. I put I will something I seen in the video. I will ask my students what they are experts in, and I will share what my experts and my gifts are. And I've done that in my personal practice. I self-published a couple years ago, um, two books, and they're appropriate for education to bring into the school for my students. And I share my personal experience, and when I did that with my students, they could relate to me, and they went through a lot of those stuff, so we was able to build a rapport. This caused me to help them to learn. They felt comfortable with me. So if I'm teaching them a subject and they didn't understand, they knew, they felt close to me. So they're like, so they asked me if I can help them, and they felt comfortable with asking me to help them. So that's what I would do. Just have open and honest conversations with my students in my future classroom, and also in the classroom that I'm privileged to be a part of with the teachers that I teach with. Thank you.